it's been almost a month since I came out to my family as an atheist, and not much really has changed. No one in my family has acknowledged that it's happened or really anything having to do with the whole issue. They're not entirely ghosting me. It's kind of selective. As long as I don't talk about my lack of religion, they act like it hasn't happened. Kind of got that idea before I came out. Do I regret coming out? Of course not. I don't regret finally being able to be honest about who I am and what I'm not. If people I know and people I'm related to don't want to or can't comprehend me being different or very, very unique compared to everyone else in my family, then there's really nothing you can do about it. All I can do is just deal with it and realize that if I want emotional support, I'm going to have to go somewhere that my family isn't, or find a community that will actually acknowledge these kind of issues. So no, I don't regret coming out. I regret that I never knew that I needed to. I spent 31 years of my life trying to be a certain type of person, and it just brought nothing but misery. I wish I had known somebody who could have, taken me aside and tell me, you don't have to be perfect. And if you see yourself as somebody that's not worthy of love or that is, and if you see yourself like you need to be saved or forgiven, maybe you need to look into why you feel that way. I would have loved having a non-Christian tell me, or even an atheist tell me, you don't have to be a Christian. It's one way to look at the world. You don't have to have a God to be a good person. You don't have to be like everyone else in your family. And if you have to hide who you are, maybe you need to find a different crowd. Unfortunately, I never had anyone who did those kind of things for me. Luckily, I just wanted to learn about things, and along the road came across some things that pushed me into atheism. Last Friday, the 14th, my father called me and told me not to contact my mother anymore by phone, and I wasn't permitted and I was forbidden from calling her. That really hasn't been resolved in a week. And yesterday, 6 days after she went no contact with me, she started sending me texts. And they weren't texts about me or coming out or anything having to do with me. She was putting some food and treats together, and for Thanksgiving wanted to give me a bag of candy. She didn't even acknowledge that we were at no contact. There was no apology or even an explanation why she went no contact. And she didn't even approach me by phone, email, text, nothing. She told my father to tell me. And then 6 days later, she starts texting me about something that has nothing to do with why we're not talking. These are the kind of people I'm related to. They make it very clear, do not contact me. And then later down the road, they contact me. They don't acknowledge the no contact. They don't acknowledge anything. They don't even ask, are you okay? Do you need emotional support? Nothing. And really the only times they ever reach out is to give me a gift or to talk about her problems. Nobody talks about my problems. They don't even acknowledge that there's a problem. You can't talk about something if you don't acknowledge it. It's like there's a pink elephant in the room and no one ever talks about it. Like, what kind of relationship does she expect us to have when you ghost me? You forbid me from calling her, talking about certain things, and then all of a sudden you appear back on the scene after going AWOL. You don't acknowledge that this no contact happened, why, and why you're changing it. There's nothing. But not only that, going no contact and expecting me to respond to her messages. I don't have to do anything. I told my roommate, yeah, I'll get right on responding. You ghost me, go no contact, and then you reach out to me for a stupid gift. Like, who in the right mind is going to want a gift from people who ghost them? I don't care what bloomin' holiday is. It is. I don't care. If you go no contact with somebody, why would you give them a gift? If you're going to ignore somebody and not even talk about their life, why would I want a gift from you? And honestly, I'm done. I'm done taking my parents' calls. If they want to text me, whatever. But unless it's about a major holiday, I'm not going to respond. I'm not wasting my emotional labor on people that do hurtful things and then pretend like it never happened. There's no accountability. There's no apology. There's not even a change in behavior. So I've been done for a very long time. But people who have come out or are thinking of coming out, you need to be made aware that some of your parents out there are going to act like it's a phase. My own mother said it's a phase. Now, I can only hope her stupidity and lack of compassion is a phase. But based on the 31 years I've known certain people, I wouldn't hold my breath. I'm done being everybody's toilet. You can't go AWOL. Not even acknowledging that it happened. Acting like everything's okay. And like, you go no contact, and the first thing you do is, I want to give you a gift. I don't want your gift. Honestly, I don't even want to be related to you, but there's not much we can do about that. Don't let people use you like a doormat. These people treat me like I'm a coat in a closet with a lot of other things to wear. If it's not convenient for them or their emotions aren't something they want to process right now, they put me in the back of the closet. And when it's blown over and they don't have to apologize or take accountability, that's when they take me out of the closet. I'm done. I'm not going to take their calls. If they want to text, I can't stop them. But I'm not going to respond. And these are the kind of people, they won't even have a clue why. Now I understand why certain siblings of mine just no longer care. And no child should have to deal with that kind of stuff. And yeah, every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. Sometimes coming out means that your worst nightmare or what you've dreaded your whole life really does come true. But in my opinion, I'd rather have the reality of my family in my rear view mirror than standing in front of me wondering why or if. Everyone deserves a family, but not every family deserves my attention. And if people are going to do hurtful things like that, without accountability, consistent change in behavior, and an apology, you can stick your present where the sun don't shine. I don't want anything to do with you people. And just because we share the same blood doesn't mean we share the same heart or the same goals. And I'm not even sure I want to spend Christmas with my family. You can't ghost someone twice and just act like nothing's wrong. They will try. They're experts at it. I'm not going to take their gaslighting. I would rather stay home and enjoy a nice TV special than deal with the garbage that I've allowed them to do for years. And my therapist told me, based on how I react to these situations, do not confront them. It's a waste of time. Don't make a big deal about it. Find a way to take that anger, frustration, and just utter insanity and lack of compassion, put it into something else. Help other people with it. Don't waste your time explaining something that anybody could understand, but they can't. This is what narcissism and religious hypocrisy looks like. And I don't care enough to offer an explanation. I'd rather be with people who are consistently compassionate and supportive than being in a room full of strangers who care more about their religion and their comfort more than they do somebody they brought into this world. So if I had to title this video, this is my life. My parents ghosted me a second time and then gave me a gift.